I'm going to show you how to change the shoulder panels on O1 Studio Unicron. I've changed the back ones to improve the planet mode, but I'm keeping the front panels orange. I got that idea from someone on TFW. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. For the purpose of showing you guys how to do this, I need to change a front panel, because once a panel has been changed, it's much easier to do it again, and I don't want to give you a false idea of what it's like. Now, I want to be absolutely clear about this. I don't want to change this panel. I'm doing it just for you. This means that I'm being a total martyr and making, well, not quite the supreme sacrifice, but it's a pretty big deal. Actually, it's not extremely difficult, but I am going to have to change the panel back afterwards, but it will be a lot easier that time. And I asked Piaug how to change it in the comments of one of his videos, and he said he used a tiny pin vise, which I think looks like this, but I don't have one, so I looked around for something else long, thin and hard. I tried my penis, but although it was the right thickness, it was just a little bit too short. I ended up using a bradawl and a very thin screwdriver. We're using sharp objects here, so be careful and try not to impale yourself. If you damage you or your figure, it's your responsibility, not mine, so you may want to wear some hand protection.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started.
Here you can see that the hole at the end of the pin is almost completely covered. On one of the other panels that I've already changed, it's actually completely sealed over, but that's where the bradawl comes in handy with its pointy end. This is going to cause some damage and stress to this bit here. If that's a bother for you, then yeah, you're going to have to live with the orange panels. Well, I bet that makes fascinating viewing for you guys. Now I can see that the pin has just started to move. You can see there's a little bit of black showing here. It's focusing on the wrong thing though. There we go, can you see that? Okay. So I'm going to push a bit more. Very quickly the bradawl becomes too thick to fit into that shaft. Now it looks like the bradawl is too thick. The pin has definitely started to come out. Now we switch to the screwdriver. There's actually a little channel there that the screwdriver can sit in so that it can go more parallel, and we've got to push it a little bit further so that it clears the top over here. There we go, it's starting to crown over there. Tell you what, pad my hand with this, with the shoulder panel, the inside of the shoulder panel, so I can get a better push. That's not working because I can't pull against anything. Oh, there we go. That's done it. There we go. So I'm just using this panel to give me something wider and flatter to push against so I don't hurt my delicate little thumb. Now we can see. All I've managed to do is replace the pin with a screwdriver. There it is. Right, I was just about to use the pliers to pull the screwdriver out. Now, see, because the lighting isn't very good, but we can grab hold of this pin And there it is. Before you fit the panel, you really need to push the pin through the blue piece just to make sure that it does actually go through. That pin is not going through, so to try and find out why. There's just a tiny piece of plastic in the way, so the brad will come in handy again just to make sure that that hole is clear out. There we go. Okay, it does go through. Good. Putting on a shoulder panel. Start by putting the pin in. It'll only go in from the top. Just put that in a little bit there. Put your blue panel in place, and hopefully that will slide in easily. Oh wow, that was super easy. Barely an inconvenience.